Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic host of Bachelor Nation News. Fourth video of the day. Pretty busy hump day today. Nate's side of the story is coming. Nate's friend Dustin, co-host of the Bachelors in the City podcast with Pilot Pete, said can't really let this go on. I'll tell Nate's side of the story. And a lot of people have left comments saying, what is there to tell? We've seen dozens of photos, screen grabs, and corroboration of Nate two-timing a couple ladies. What happened here is you have Kelsey. She posts this video on TikTok, kept his kid a secret from me for 1.5 years when we were dating, and I found out on reality TV. And some people on Nate's side say, well, maybe you just were his casual hookup and he didn't need to tell you this, that, and the other. Well, they went to each other's friends' weddings. She met his family. He met her family. And actually, one of Nate's friends is the one who snitched on Nate. A lady in Nate's life said, hey, just so you know, there's another woman. And then, of course, that other woman has spoken. Reality Steve has corroborated this whole story. You guys know we've already followed it, but we're going to get into this in a second. Do me a favor. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. And I'm also on Patreon. If you want to support independent content creators, go to patreon.com/DaveNeal, where I do private extra bonus content every single day. I've got my wedding taste testing up on the Patreon right now if you want to see how that went down in Mexico. I'm getting married in 66 days. Can you believe it? All right, so I'm going to cover this story in less than 2 minutes or so. But in the meantime, I wanted to share something that we've got going on. We've got, the other day we had a teacher reach out to me trying to get her Amazon wish list fulfilled. She knew we had a loyal audience. She teaches in Queens, and I think we sent her dozens of packages, and it was so successful that another teacher had reached out. The first teacher said, words aren't enough. Oh my gosh, we're so thank you. I'm crying with gratitude. We said, of course, yeah, we're glad to help. And now another teacher came out, Julie, and said, hi, or Nicole, sorry, Nicole, is it named? Nicole, sorry. Hi, I have followed you on YouTube for a while. Just recently started following you on Instagram, and I'm also a teacher, special education for kids with Down syndrome and autism. I heard that you shared a teacher's wish list and was wondering if you would do the same. Yeah, we'd love to do it. We know teachers are underfunded, underappreciated. So if anyone wants to go, there'll be a link in the pinned comment in the description of this video. I mentioned this on the last video, but not as many people were watching the last video. We're trying to get as many eyeballs as possible just to help out. Now, if you want to be the change that you want to see in the world, this is a great way to do it. Now, you can donate things, supplies that'll go directly. You buy them, they go directly, shipped directly to Nicole and her school, her classroom. So that would be great. Thank you guys in advance. Let me know how that all goes out. All right, so we already covered it. A web of lies exposed. This is literally Nate wearing Kelsey's shirt. That it's like, okay, all right, she made it for him. It's not like he went in and printed it out. But it was Valentine's Day where they, the text message above shows, I think her name's Larry and Kelsey, both sharing that, like, he was with Valentine's for me. And she goes, well, he sent me flowers too. So he's keeping it busy. The original text message on the top left here says, you don't know me, and I wanted to originally reach out to you earlier this year. So that was, of course, the other women saying, hey, just so you know, he was kind of seeing me when he was seeing you. They swapped notes, as it were. Then Nate reacts. Two sides to every story. Prayer, wish you the best. Some people think that's a high five. That's the prayer sign, right? Wish you the best. So we don't have his side. He's probably not allowed to talk right now with his season still airing and this and that. So I do understand that is a constraint that does exist. And then the creator of The Bachelor, Mike Fleiss, posted a whole bunch. I'll share some new posts that he had. Don't jump to conclusions about certain cast members based on mere allegations, as disturbing as they may be. I beg you to wait until all the facts come out before making any judgments. I agree with the idea of waiting for more information to come out, absolutely. But I wouldn't say that there are just mere allegations. There's evidence. There's proof. There's receipts. I mean, Reality Steve had said, I'm not running with these stories unless people want to put their name and face on them, and Kelsey did just that. So this story has legs, as it were. So Mike Fleiss posts this. Sure hope this is good news for Bachelor Nation. According to Martin Hilton, who's another Bachelor producer, the man in question is nothing like the guy these women have made him out to be. Now, I can only read this as sort of sarcasm. I don't know. Maybe he's not being sarcastic. You can't really tell tone on Twitter. But he says, since there is an innocent young child in this situation, we must conduct a full and complete investigation. I don't know. Maybe this is just old man tweeting, but 3 exclamation marks. It sounds like it's bullshit. It sounds like he's just messing with people right now. Which, I don't know. I mean, it seems like it deserves a little bit more of a, kid gloves here. He said, here at the Bachelorette, we believe that casting decisions should never be exploitative. Exploitive? There are more important things than ratings. Yeah. What? Like what? I call BS on that one. And then someone said, so you're really going to try to say some guy saying he's a good guy overpowers a whole thread of pictures, text messages, dates, etc.? Queasy face, queasy face, queasy face. And Mike says, I refer this question to Millsy and Martin Hilton. Of course, I'm sure they don't want to be a part of this. So anyway, that's what Mike says. And then we get this from Dustin. Dustin, a former contestant on The Bachelorette, says, can't really let this go on. I'll tell Nate's side of the story. Bachelors in the City podcast. First of all, I don't blame him for monetizing, or I should say pushing the traffic of this story to their podcast. Obviously, Reality Steve received, website traffic by sharing the story. I've received website traffic by sharing the story, patreon.com/Dave Neal. So I think it's only fair for any content creator to say, hey, all right, well, I'll share my side of the story, but I'm going to do it on my terms and on my platform. So we're waiting with bated breath for what Dustin has to say. He says, look, I told y'all, Nate is a real one. And again, I understand what it's like. I've got friends that are in the Bachelor community that have been the villains and friends that have done things that have not gone over well. And I get it. It's tough to vouch for your friends. But it's also like, it's deafening when you don't say anything at all, because there's people out there that do bad things that aren't necessarily bad people. Maybe Nate did lead women on. Maybe he needs to own up to that. And maybe he is owning up to that. So again, Bachelors in the City podcast teases it next week on Bachelors in the City. So we'll have about a dozen or so people tuning in to watch that. And then Nate speaks out again. So Gracie commented, don't let all the hate coming your way affect the goodness in your heart. Everyone has a past. It's how you learn from it and use it to better yourself in the future that matters. Enjoy watching your story. And then Sassy said, a leopard doesn't change its spots. And then Nate says, good thing I'm human. So Nate says, I'm not a leopard, I'm a human. And, so anyway, people do grow. I fully support that. Now, folks that are on the side of the ladies here would say, well, this story literally played out up until he became, on The Bachelorette. So he probably was like auditioning or submitting to be on The Bachelorette or being nominated while he was potentially two-timing these ladies. And we also know that his ex-wife, there were rumors that he was, I should say allegedly, being the F-boy during his marriage. And of course, we know he started dating Kelsey while his marriage was still not final. His divorce wasn't finalized for, I think, 10 months or a year. The whole timeline's out there. Look, I'm not saying all this to judge him. I'm just saying, people do change, and I think you can change as soon as today. Quantum leaps happen. They don't happen gradually. You go from one energy level to another. That's what a quantum leap is, right? It's when an electron disappears and appears on another level around the atom, right? Science with Dave. Point being, you can have an epiphany. You can be shamed into an epiphany. There's plenty of ways you can learn that this is toxic. I think a lot of people that don't go on TV learn that naturally. They'll go on they'll have a bunch of one-night stands. They'll be like, this isn't as fulfilling. Every night I'm out drinking. I'm trying to fill a void in my heart. We all come to different realizations. I said in my last video, Nate probably needs therapy. And someone goes, "What? Who are you to say Nate needs therapy?" And I say, I think we all need therapy. I think we all need to deburden. We're all trying to unpack that inner child, that pain that we all feel in different ways. Some of us have food addiction. Some of us have sex addiction. Some of us are self-hating. Some of us are grand narcissists. We're all over the place, folks. You are, I am, and we're all trying to repair that. Now, let's just hope that he's realizing, if this is the case, if their stories add up, that, hey, it's one thing to be an F-boy, it's another thing to casually date around, but just laying your expectations out for other people, it's like you're casting a large wake, and it's a no-wake zone, baby. So let the other little boats out there know you're about to speed up and get out of the no-wake zone. I don't know. Is that a stupid analogy? Probably. So anyway, that's the story. There's going to be plenty of updates. Bachelorette star Nate responds to claims he two-timed the women. So we're going to have to hear what the story is, and you hate to hear it from Dustin. It'd be better. I think the best thing would be for Nate to just have a long conversation with somebody that says, hey, what's with sending flowers to two different women on the same day? Well, we were starting to date and we weren't official. Just, bear it all, own up to where you messed up, and, that's it. All about growing. It's about being the best version of yourself. So anyway, if you want to be the best version of yourself, click on the link in the pinned comments and donate to our friend's Amazon wish list for her classroom. and do a good deed. All right, folks, we'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Bye.